Hello and welcome to the program 7 Politics. I am Austin Beatrice. Well, the victory of Ademola in the just concluded Osun election has followed many reactions by Nigerians, especially the camp of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, who have expressed great satisfaction at the outcome of the poll. Some of the chieftains of the party have said that the Osun election is a test of how the PDP will take over the helm of affairs in the coming election, 2023. Let's go on a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be discussing what this election means for Nigerians, especially working with the new Electoral Act by INEC and other issues that we're bringing to the table. For advert placement, you can call the number on your screen.
And you can visit our website at www.7fm.tv.
7TV Nigeria.
7TV. 7TV. It's all about you.
All right, welcome back to the program. Today, joining me to discuss all of these issues that we're bringing before you is an in-house journalist, Oikeke Gadukure.
Thank you, Sanam. It's good to take a chance with you on this. How are you?
I'm fine. You look beautiful today.
Thank you.
All right, let's go straight to what we have today. You saw the outcome of the the Osun election. The Ekiti election came and passed, and then the Osun election, which was concluded on Saturday, and then the result was announced on Sunday, and we saw Ademola Adeleke emerging as the winner. Yes. So many reactions have followed the victory of Ademola. Let me get your take on that. Because of the new electoral act that was set up by INEC, working with that electoral act to get Adeleke, winning the election. What is your take on that?
You know, the outcome of the Osun election came to me personally like a surprise. Why am I surprised?
Wow.
Because of the power of incumbency and then that federal might. Because APC is at the helm of affairs in the country. So if you want to look at what usually happens in Nigeria's election, one would expect that the APC candidate will win the election. But this is not the first time that Adeleke and Oyetola are meeting. Remember, in 2018, the two candidates met, and with a rerun, Adeleke lost the election, and a lot of people believe that the election was taken over from him. The mandate was stolen, and so in 2022, both met again, and then without a rerun this time, Adeleke took the seat. So to me, it's like we are beginning to see some new things. We are beginning to see that power is no longer in the hands of the leaders, but in the hands of the people.
Oh.
Because if it is in the hands of the leaders, one would expect that Oyetola, who is the governor of that state, would use all the security apparatus that are with him, all the resources of the state to ensure that, he retains his seat. But now what we're saying is different. What we're saying is a demonstration of people's how do I describe it? What people want. People have demonstrated that, look, we have the power to put in the leaders of our choice. You in the government house cannot force yourself on us. And I think it's about providence, the APC crisis in that state, coupled with so many things in the state, had led to the victory of Adeleke, if you ask me. We're talking of insecurity. We're talking Osun State is one of the poorest states in the country. And the standard of living in Osun State is not very good. So I see the desire of people to bring a change. Real change. These days, it shouldn't be party, or it should be individuals. Who do we believe can deliver dividends of democracy to us. So I think that's why we have this victory that a lot of people never believed could happen. Before
Why you're talking, I'm beginning to wonder, why does it look strange that whenever an incumbent, a sitting governor is being on seat or won by another, somebody who contested an election with him, it looks strange. Why does it look strange within the Nigerian political setting?
It looks strange because of the corruption that exists in the country, especially when you talk of elections. Usually what we used to see in the past is where incumbent leaders use the resources of the state. They have the security, they control the security of the state, whether we like it or not, and they have all the monies. You cannot rule out money politics when you talk of Nigeria. So they have all the resources to buy votes if they want to buy votes. They have all the resources to buy INEC officials, allegedly, if they want to. They have all the resources to, bribe or give monies to people and win them on their side. So usually one expects that. And then Nigerians are beginning to get more conscious of electoral matters. They're beginning to get more enlightened. And they now know that, look, it mustn't be the person that is on seat. It mustn't be the party. It's not about parties anymore. It's not about who is on seat, but it's about individuals who is there that can bring us what we want. So, for instance, now what I'm saying is that if you are the biggest party in Nigeria, for instance, and then you bring in someone who is not very popular, someone whom the people don't believe in, you don't expect that person to win anymore. So Nigerians are becoming more enlightened. And before, it's just all about, they'll say, okay, if you see umbrella, just put your hand. If you see broom, just put your hand. It's gone beyond that. People are more enlightened, all right? People are more conscious of what they want. And people are beginning to know how they will get what they want, for instance. So, and they have now known the power in voting. So it's not like before anymore. Things are beginning to change, and it's for good.
Well, of course, politics belongs to the people. The people are the major source of power when it comes to political thing. Let me, the most PDP chieftains have come to express, particularly the governor of Bayelsa State, Doyin, who have come to say that the Osun election is a litmus test for them. So the victory they got in the Osun election is giving them there's this full kind of a confidence at their own side that, 2023 election is going to be a walk in the park for them.
I agree with you, but it may not be like that.
Because some Nigerians also have come to say that, we voted for Adeleke, not for the party.
Yes, that's where I'm coming from. Before this time, like I was saying before, people believe that it has to be the party. So PDP should not take this victory for granted and just assume that because we won in Osun State, it's an indication that even at the federal level, we're also going to win. All right. So the people had spoken. They said, look, we did not vote PDP. We voted Adeleke because we believed in him. He has been with us. We have seen his antecedents. We have seen his capacity to deliver dividends of democracy to us. So supposing Adeleke was in APC, for instance, or in SDP, for instance, I'm sure they would have voted. So PDP should not do that mistake and think that because they have won Osun, it's going to be the same thing. They need to go back to their drawing tables and work really hard and present their candidate in such a way that the people would accept them. I agree. It should give them some level of confidence. For PDP, who used to be an opposition in Osun State, to now come out and win someone who is on seat, it gives the people the confidence that, look, people want to move away from APC, for instance, and, move to PDP to start with. You remember, Austin, when during the PDP administration, so many things that we're seeing now, that Nigerians are seeing now, they're not seeing those things. For instance, let me come to the basics. During the last PDP administration, a model of rice, for instance, was about 200 naira. Now it's 1,002 or 1,005. And this is what the people understand. A typical Nigerian want to be able to eat, want to be able to have fuel, want to be able to have power, want to be able to, just those basic things of life. And they have seen that after the PDP administration and APC came, how has it been for Nigerians? If you go to the street and you talk to most persons, they will say, well, it has become so very bad for us.
Quickly,
so I think there's a conscious effort to want to depart from APC to PDP.
Quickly, let me get, PDP seems to be in crisis, before, but the Osun election seems to be uniting them together. I don't know if you are seeing it towards that perspective.
Yes, they have seen that, look, we need to come together. We need to come together. If we're not together, I'm sure we wouldn't have been able to, succeed in Osun State. For instance, if you remember during the voting, during the campaigns and even the voting, all the governors were on seat, or the leaders, the PDP leaders, they were all on ground. I'm sure in one way or the other, it must have helped.
All right, quickly, let's go for a very short commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the issue of ASUU. Students have been at home for more than 4 months now, and these issues need to be addressed. For advert placement, you can call the number on your screen.
And you can visit our website at www.7fm.tv.
7TV Nigeria.
7TV. 7TV. It's all about you.
All right. Welcome back to the program again. ASUU have been on track, and we seem not to be seeing any tangible effort that have been taken by government, even though the federal government last time, particularly the president, issued a caveat to ASUU saying enough is enough. Should it just be enough is enough, or meeting up the demand? A lot of complaints have been there.
It cannot and can never end with enough is enough. If you look at from 1999 during the democratic dispensation. ASUU, this is about the 16th time ASUU is going on strike. Oh. And analysts have calculated that within this time, is about 4 years. We should take the time that an average student should graduate from the university. So you can see what is taken from us, all right? So it can never... ASUU is not afraid of the federal government. ASUU is not afraid of it. ASUU wants their demands met. So if you do not meet those demands and you're there issuing threats, you're just wasting your time. In 2020, for instance, ASUU was on strike for about 9 months. And now, this is 2022. Since February, the children have been at home. And you can imagine what this can be. On the side, we have issues of mental health. We have issues of, lack of interest in education, because by the time they stay for too long, they want to try other things. They lose interest and they lose trust in the educational system. And you know what that means. So mental health, losing trust in education, and so many other things. And it's not good for the country.
Few thought of the opinion that why don't ASUU, for the sake of Nigerian student, why don't they take a step down? Come on the negotiation table and then lower their... Does it really work like that? I don't know.
If you look at some of the demands that ASUU is putting forward, one is quality of education. All right. So ASUU, for instance, wouldn't want to come down on quality of education. And then whether you like it or not, ASUU members go to the same market that you and I go to. So if their allowances and their salaries are not paid, how do they survive? How would they even be able to carry out their basic functions and responsibilities? So you cannot go to the market just like that. So I think ASUU is very firm on their demands, and they know how it works. They know that without the strikes, government will not do anything.
Because ASUU have been particular on the issue of this IPPS and then UTAS. They want the UTAS, saying that the IPPS is not really fair for them.
So I think both parties should come together, a little to the left, a little to the right. So that, because if we continue like this, and it's going to spell doom for the country. So I think ASUU and government should find a level playing ground where they can, a little compromise here and there, and then let's have our children back to school.
All right. The election is coming up. INEC have been putting major, serious effort to ensure that the CVR exercise is successful.
Yes.
The deadline that was set by INEC earlier, have been extended with an additional 2 weeks. But Nigerians seems not to be satisfied. So the question is, should this be extended, so that, because it seems there is this voter, people want to really vote come 2020. But INEC have also given reasons why the time frame for them, because they are talking about logistic. There are a lot of cases, people want to do transfer, people want, so they can compile the names of people. What is your take on that?
I believe that INEC could still extend and give
because
more time.
Remember, INEC have said that the collection time is October. So given reasons that they need to settle down and do all of this so that they could actually deliver something that is tangible.
Yeah, if you ask me, because of when we go out to do our reports, for instance, we see the huge numbers of persons who are struggling and trying to get the PVCs or get registered. Because of that, though I know that we have an attitude here where, if you keep shifting, people keep sitting back and not wanting to go. Yeah. But despite that, I think we should still have some small leverage of time where we can, have more persons get registered and also, collect their cards, because lots of Nigerians really, really want to be part of this election. And, without the cards, they cannot do that.
All right, we just hope that INEC shifts ground, to do the necessary what they need to do, so to ensure that we participate. Also, I need to go get my voter's card as well.
Me too.
Let me quickly get your take on what happened in Zamfara, where, somebody who has been known as a terrorist leader, one of these bandits, was, crown, put a turban,
is a demonstration
by one of the areas
how do I describe it?
Because Nigerians have asked.
Yes.
So this person, you can assess him, so you actually know him. So this, I don't know what this means.
And that's why, this is a country where people who have stolen billions and billions of nairas are being celebrated. People who is a known terrorist, if you look at the security situation that we are in this country, and someone who is part of that, to be given that kind of title is a no-no. So I like what the Zamfara state government did by removing that emir. It will serve as a deterrent. And
people have also said, is it enough removing the emir, or a sanction should be carried?
The emir should be investigated, because if he's going to celebrate someone like that, maybe, who knows? He may be in touch with them. He may be in some kind of contact with them or some kind of deals with them. So that emir should be investigated. And then we'll know whether, if he had links with this kind of persons who have brought so much untold hardship to Nigeria, then the law should take its way.
Well, I wish the right thing will be done to ensure that all of these issues that are happening are being put on a straight, so that we can have, a better country. Thanks for, taking out your busy time to join me today in the program. Once again, I say congratulations to Mr. Ademola Adeleke for becoming the winner. We hope and pray that the people's mandate are being, kept and obeyed. And also for ASUU, the federal government need to do something urgently. Our students are out there and it's not working out for us. Well, that's all we can take for the program today. Join me same time next week as we bring you more unfolding and interactive programs. Thank you.